and welcome to Wowza Wednesday for March. Here we are. Wow, it's getting really close to Easter now. So I thought I would do this lovely little Easter egg for you. Now I put a ribbon on the top of this one, but the one I'm going to do for you today, I'm going to put on Velcro dots, so you can see that you can use it either way, so it looks more like an egg without a ribbon on the top for hanging. This is great for if you've got a few and you're handing them out, because it's easier to hold them all through that. But I just thought, you know, I will do it with just the Velcro dot on the next one. So I'm also going to put on here a label which I've got, you know, so that you know it's an Easter egg. I've got some Easter eggs here. I don't know how many it will take to fill it because I haven't got any in this one. I didn't really want to put any in that one, so but I'm going to do another one in blue for my great nephew. So this is the set I'm going to use because it's still in the annual catalogue, and I love this set to pieces. I hope that it rolls over into the next set, next catalogue, but I very much doubt it. They do like to update the Easter things and these pretty little ones, but we'll see. So I'm going to be using this. So I've printed him out, and I've printed him out. I've stamped him out, and I've coloured him in some lovely blue colours because I'm going to be using blue today. I also used an Easter treat just for an Easter treat for you. There's no just in there. An Easter treat for you. And that's all I'm going to use. So I've used the bunny punch, obviously, that goes with this bundle. So that's really great. And then I've also used the double oval punch for my Easter treat for you. So let me show you what you need for this project. And that's not a real lot, really. So besides the Velcro dots, if you want to do the one with the ribbon on it, you'll need a 1/8 of an inch hole punch and about 6 inches of ribbon. So, but as I'm not using that, I'm using these Velcro dots. So all you're going to need is a piece of card that measures 7.5 by 10.5, and that makes your box. Now it's a really good size box too. This measures, let me see, about 4 3/4 inches high, and at the widest point it's 3 inches. So that's really great. Ugh. So that's all you need. So this piece is 10.5 by 7.5. You'll need 14 pieces of designer series paper that measure 1 inch by 1 inch. And unfortunately I can't do much about stopping the video, you know, like sticking them on beforehand because of what we've got to do to the piece. And then you'll need 4 pieces that measure 1 inch by 2 1/4 inches. Now whatever you're going to put on yours, you'll need them to do that. So I've got this piece which says an Easter treat for you, which is going to be glued together, and my bunny. I'm also probably going to use some dimensionals to put them onto the paper, onto the Easter egg. So let's pop them out of the way, and let's bring this piece, bring the board in, the scoreboard. Got a hair in my mouth. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to place this on the scoreboard at the long side, and we're going to score this using the small ball because we're on cardstock at 1 1/4 inches, 2 1/2 inches, 3 3/4 inches, 5 inches, 6 1/4 inches, 7 1/2 inches, 8 3/4 inches, and 10 inches. So let's say them again: 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 5, 6 1/4, 7 1/2, 8 3/4, and 10. So we're going to turn it onto the short side now, and we're going to score this at 1 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, sorry, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 6 1/4. So we'll go through those again. 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 6 1/4. Now we're going to bring it back this way, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to push that down like so. And I'm going to pop this in here, and with my pencil I'm just going to mark this at 1 7/8 of an inch. 1 7/8, making sure that I've got this, I should say, making sure that I have this 1/2 inch line up on my right hand side. 1 7/8, 7/8. All right. 4 3/8, 1 2 3/8. 6 7/8, and 9 5/8. 5/8. That's 3/8. Sorry, 9 3/8. I apologise. So that is 1 7/8, 4 3/8, 6 7/8, and 9 3/8. Now I need to do the same on the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this one up, and I'm going to just pop it in upside down way. So it's like a helicopter going over. And I'm going to mark these the same. 1 7/8, 4 3/8, 6 7/8, and 9 3/8. You will see that you have those little marks top and bottom, and they all correspond. They're in exactly the same spot there and there. So now we're going to move our board out of the way, but we need our stylus still. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to do some diagonal scoring. So we're going to diagonally score from this corner here, which is the bottom of the large corner. So we've got this 1/2 inch edge here. So the first line in, we're going to score from the bottom of that up to that mark right on the line. Once we've done that, we're going to go to the next intersecting line, and we're going to score up to that. So you have this V shape. I don't know if you can see that V shape in there very well. There, like so. We're going to do that in all of those ones along the top. So everyone that had that mark in it, we're going to pop one in there. A V. One more across the top. And the same this way. So we should have 4 V's across the top, or upside down V's. We're going to turn the card upside down, and we have the 4 marks here. So we're going to do exactly the same again, and we're going to do these upside down V's from the first score line in up to that mark. So these will correspond. One more. And that's all of the score lines done now. So now we can actually remove those pencil marks. Come on, get off, that's better. Okay, so we've removed all our pencil marks now. We've got rid of all our bits and pieces. And we're going to do a bit of cutting now. So we're actually going to cut away this small piece and the one underneath the V. So underneath that V, I'm going to cut up to the second line and then across to the first line. Making sure it's nice and neat. Then underneath the next V, along the bottom, which is the small end, we're going to once again remove that section underneath our V. And we're going to move along to the next one. Move that one out of the way and remove that section. One more along this edge, up this one, and cut away that V again. Next to the V, I should say. Come on. There we go. So along our bottom edge, because this with the long ones on the top edge, so along our bottom edge we've got this 1/2 inch one gone and the next one, and then all of every other one underneath each V has been removed. We're going to just snip that up a tiny bit just to notch it, and then we're going to turn the whole thing around and we're going to do exactly the same again. So we're going to cut down and remove the one above the V, because they are V's now at the moment because we've got it upside down. Cut the next one, push that one out the way and put this along here, and once more. And the last one, which we're actually going to cut right across, including this small 1/2 inch area. Oops. And then we're going to just notch that last 1/2 inch area just a tiny bit. So our card should look like this. While I get rid of these pieces, I'll leave that there for you to have a look at so you know what you're looking at. So above these V's, these pieces have been removed and this piece has been notched. So now we're going to actually fold and burnish all of these score lines. Every single one of them on the straight edges. Whoops, that's a big long one, that one. And then everyone this way as well. These are all mountain folds. So all the straight lines are mountain folds, and we've done all of those. So now we're going to actually fold all these V's, and they're all valley folds. So we're going to very carefully, we're going to bring that in and give it a good burnish. I found it easier to do all of one end first and then the other end after. So I just run my finger along there first to bring that in, and then once I've done that, I have to do the other side. Once again, bring my finger along that line. That helps to bring that in nice and tight. And along this one. One more on the long side. It just seems to me, when I run my finger along that edge, my fingernail, I mean if you don't have fingernails it might be a little bit harder, I just find that it actually goes in a lot easier. So we're going to now do the small ones. So we're going to do them, and I'm just going to turn that because it's actually easier for me to do it on that angle. Whoops. And you want them nice and burnished, because you want them to be able to fold in nicely. Okay, so now we've got all of our score lines done. We're actually going to put on our DSP. Now, this is the part where, if you don't want to watch me do this, you can whiz on past. So I'm just going to turn some of these upside down at a time. Let me do 4 at a time. Now I'm going to be left with 2 at the very end, so I'm going to pop these through the middle first. So let me put 2 of these on the inside so that I actually don't put glue on 2 of them. Right, 4 more. Which are going to go down here between the V's. And I should have 4 more left because I've put 2 on one side. Oops. Oops. That was my dog barking, if you could hear that. So there's probably birds in the backyard. So now we're going to turn these longer ones over and we're going to glue those into place as well. So we're going to glue that. It is a really good idea to have an abstract pattern that doesn't have any right or wrong way. But if you do have one, you just need to be careful which way you actually cut your paper. Oops. Stand up straight. We can't have drunk straws, can we now? Okay, now that we've got all of our pieces of designer series paper on, we'll just give them a nice burnish down so we know that they're nice. I'm not going to put the pin in my glue because we're going to do the construction. So we're going to bring this across and we're going to place glue. Now I'll pop a piece of paper in there if I can. There we go, just so you can see. Place glue right along this edge here, this half-inch edge. And then we're going to bring the other side, and because I've got enough room, I'll leave that in there. Bring that across so that it matches up nicely across that edge. Now we do have to wait a few minutes for this to dry because we do need to manipulate the box as we go. Okay, so that's that piece done. So we have our box, and it really looks quite weird at this stage. So what we're going to do is, using the upside down side, so the side with the two small ones, not the long one, we're going to pop them together. So we're going to bring two of these across. We're going to push these sides in and bring these two over on top of each other, opposite. We're going to put glue on one of them. Come back. And pushing those sides in, we're going to bring that across and line that up on top of each other. Now I'm going to just pop my fingers inside here for a second. So I've pulled that out, but it makes it easier to get it in if you pull it in. Okay, then we're going to pull one side in and we're going to put more glue on the top of this one. We're going to bring one side in. It doesn't matter whether you bring in the left side or the right side, as long as whichever one you're bringing in. I'm going to move it this way around, it's just easier for me, that it lines up on top of the other one. Move that one out of the way for a minute. Bring that in and give it a good squish down. Once we've done that, we'll bring the other one in and we'll pop some more glue onto the top of this one. Bringing these two pieces in, line that up over the top of the other one like so. Once we're happy with that, we will turn it up the other way. And we are going to just get in there with our bone folder just to make sure it's down nice and tight. Once we've done that, we can add our square onto the bottom. Ooh, drunk one. It's a drunk one. Okay. Oops. Come on, square. Stay nice and square. Okay, then we're going to do exactly the same at the top. This time we're not going to glue it. So what we're going to do is we're going to work out which ones we want to be on top. We're going to have this one on top. So I'm going to put my other square on top of that. Which means that I'm going to use my, when I've got this in the right spot, that is. And pop that down nice and tight. I'm going to put the pin in my glue now, because actually what I'm going to do before I put my pin in my glue, because I've finished with my glue, is I'm just going to glue these two pieces together. I have to keep an eye on the glue today because it's very warm outside and I don't want to get caught out and then it all dries up. There we go. So I'll pop that out of the way. So I'm going to cut myself two of these. That's one of each side. And I will put the, on this one that's got the, that we've put the square on, I'm going to pop my two pieces together onto that. Okay, so I'm going to pop these in. We're going to make sure they come in nicely, like so. I'm going to bring that one over, and I'm going to pull this piece off the top, other end. Let me put that in. So I'm going to bring those two in nicely, and bring this one in nicely so that they all line up nice. Bring this one across on top and push it down so that it seals. Once that's sealed, once that's sealed, and you could use square ones, but I don't have any square ones, we can now do our decorating. So I'm going to pop my Easter bunny on one side and my Easter treat sign on the other. So I'm going to pop a couple of dimensions in the middle of this because there's not a lot of space. And I will pop my Easter treat sign again with just two very close together on the other side. And that is our box. So let's open it up and see what we can fit in here. It opens up fairly wide. So I've got a couple of these larger eggs, so let's pop a couple of those in there. Now I reckon you could fit probably 3 of those in there if you wanted to put 3 in there, maybe 3. But I'm going to put these little ones. I've got some little ones here. I've got these cream ones, these Cadbury cream eggs, so I don't know how many in the pack. Let's have a look. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and they all fit in there beautifully. And then I've got some of these solid ones here as well from the project we did the other week. Oops, there's one in there still. And there's 2, 4, come here, 6, 8, 9 of those as well. So this has got 18 eggs in it, and it pulls in, still pulls in really, really good. So, and it closes over really nice. I could have put a bigger thing under there, which I might do. I can still pull that off. Let's pop that together there. And I have got some larger stuff over here. Oh, these are quite large ones, so let's pop one of these on. I think these might work a bit better being a bit larger. Let me pop the other one on that one. Get on there, get off my fingers. Oh yeah, that works a lot better being a bit bigger. So that goes with that. So I can pull that off of there and bring that over just one little bit more. And that is my project. That's actually quite heavy with all 18 eggs in there. That's a lovely present for someone for Easter. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. If you have and you'd like the written tutorial for this project, you can head over to my Facebook group called Diane for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. You'll find the link down below here. For that link, you have to join the group if you haven't joined already, if you're not part of my group. If you don't answer the question, I will not allow you to join the group. I've had so many people that just can't be bothered to answer the question, and to me that's just rude. So if you want to join the group, you please answer the question. If you would like to know more about these products, you'll find the link down below here to email me, and I will see you on Sunday, because this is the Wednesday Wowster project. So I will see you Sunday with another project. And that's goodbye from me. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye.